So I just want to say, you weren't even there for the discussion during the break. Just go ahead and downvote this video as well. Just, I
We
don't
did
know what
not help
happened in the
ourselves
maturity
today.
level of the show, but
I,
I have
It was a
something
break.
I want to say here. Is that when I need motivation, my one solution is my queen, because she stays strong. Yeah, yeah, and that one goes out to Swargula. One of
Yay,
my
Slark!
spoken word rap volume. Number
Oh yeah.
3.
I
Can
really
I
enjoyed
can I add an
Swarga.
extra scene?
First, I just want to say, Swarg, I enjoyed your guitar and singing stream immensely and look forward to the next one.
We're right in the middle of a scene right here.
Well, while I was drinking, I want to be writing a letter to the crocodile.
I mean, we
Flashback
can
later.
do that shortly, but
Flashback.
we're literally in the middle of a scene right now.
I'm just doing this for a fan.
Okay, we can do that in a minute.
Okay.
So Ubuntu comes over, and Ubuntu and Kiri is, you know, the rotund, noble former Oba who has, for some reason, decided to just ship out here, and like adjusts his pants and jiggles his stomach a little bit, and is like, "Oh, Karim." So, yeah, Naomi, Queen Naomi, Goffu, Abelia, how are all of you? I see that we've survived. That's so good. I was honored to be given command of defending the children. It's such a great honor. Yes.
Yes, and you did well. The children are all fine.
we have a problem, though.
Oh.
Well, unfortunately, most of the folks who were inside the, what was it called? The barn.
No,
Is that the barn?
barracks.
No, it's the
barracks.
common barracks.
The common backs, right. Witnessed Karim murdering a few of the townsfolk.
What?
While he was under a spell of an eternal. This is a bit of a disaster. I apologize, Queen, but we're gonna have to really figure this out, and now. I'm not quite sure the best thing would be for us to be talking while we're out here.
Well, I mean, you're sure it was a spell? Just
I'm
say.
sure
I mean,
it was a spell. I stabbed Naomi in the
things like that have
shoulder.
happened before around here. I'm sure it'll be fine. Just explain it to them. Everyone will calm down in the next few days.
They all
Sure,
saw
that's
me
what I
attack
mean.
Naomi
We'll
as
need to
well.
get through the next few days, Kareem. That's what I'm saying. Is I don't think right now would be a good time to try.
I can talk to the townsfolk if you want, for you, Abelia. You know,
I will take care
you
of
just
that.
do so much work for us. It seems almost. I don't know how you have time to do all of the work that you do. It seems like you never ever sleep.
It's my absolute pleasure to help this place grow.
Oh, I know. I can talk to the townsfolk for you. As a former Oba, I know how the people work.
We'll go together. That's how that will happen.
This guy.
So yeah, he looks you over and is just like, yeah, if you feel that you need to spend some of your time on such a petty issue, we can do. I insist, though, if you'd rather do something, I'm sure you have so much to do.
We should go talk to them now.
So, yeah, as you move away, he's like, it's almost like you're not physically dragging him, but he's like leaning back, and it's like you're dragging him, and he spends the whole time equivocating about it. And when you're actually talking to people with him, he spends the time, like half the time he's like questioning whether Karim was in his right mind, and the other half the time he's like, oh yeah, just trust Karim, he's the king.
Both of those things are true, and thank you for mentioning this in your wise Oba way. He was not in his right mind, and he is still our king. But some of you may need to talk about what you've seen. It was probably exceptionally troubling. We're here for you. I grab. His name is.
Yeah, you want me to escort folks to the tavern?
His name is Ubuntu and Kiri.
1, 2, yeah. I grab him about the shoulders because we're doing this together. But please, we're here to talk.
Can you make
And
a
somebody has
leadership
the baby,
roll?
right? Somebody has the baby. I don't have the baby.
I
So
thought
still-
you had the baby.
I
thought
still have the
Monty
baby, so
Abelia
before I
had the
walk away, I
baby.
hand the baby back.
Who are you handing the baby to?
Naomi, are you ready for your baby?
I mean, Naomi's covered in blood right now.
I'm not
right?
ready
Bleeding.
for my baby.
She's-
You
I
see
will take this.
Goffu.
I look
You
at
see
you guys, I
Goffu.
take the baby, and we go together. I've got the baby. The baby's
Okay.
You
fine.
see Goffu reach out his hand as you take a swig of alcohol.
She's not
You're
crying.
Are you
drunk,
on the-
Goffu.
Do not give drunk Goffu the baby.
No,
Don't
he
give
doesn't
him
have
the
the baby.
baby.
I'm holding the baby, and she is fine. And we are going to go have a talk. We're going to make sure everybody's okay. That is what we're doing, and I have to make a leadership roll.
Yep.
And
Add your charisma to it.
it's rolled the 1...
2d6.
2d6, yep, 2d6 plus... I took leadership. Or do I have a double? I might just have a 0. Leadership.
You could have up to a +2.
Yeah, I got it up to
You
true.
bought in that hard.
Right, yeah. Leadership plus... Okay, goodness. There it is. No, I have it at a +1. I didn't take any
Okay.
other further ones. And then my charisma's a 1, so it's +2. 11.
Yeah, you do a monumental task of calming everybody down. And by the end of this, even with Ubuntu's flip-flopping,
Yeah.
the general air of the barracks is that everyone agrees that it probably wasn't Kareem's fault.
And then
So-
I let everyone
I
know
also
if they need to
yeah,
talk,
go ahead.
they can find me anytime. Literally anytime.
So what's happening after that point? Like,
Well, while she's doing that, we have to go burn the dead body,
I need to clean up.
and she
cure-
needs to
and heal my
heal and
wounds.
clean up. But while I go in and I go and scoop up the dead body, are all the people still in there terrified, or did they all leave? I can't. Did they
they're
actually
all
get out?
in there. They haven't left.
Yeah.
Abelia's going around talking to all of them. And by the time she finishes, they're considerably less terrified.
Okay.
Well, you see Goffu head to the ruined intelligent hall, and then he takes out his cliff notes he's making, just start all over.
Okay?
And he just says, I need another drink. Bigger than this one.
So you're literally sitting in an empty hall that's like... So nothing in here is made out of, like, flammable material. There's no, like, wooden bookshelves or wooden chairs. Like, the walls are clay, the floor is the ground, and... You know, the chairs are made of metalwork. But yeah, you're like sitting. Maybe there's like a scraggly like grass root popping out in the corner that's still smoldering. But yeah, you're just sitting at this like burnt table with ashes all over it that are still warm, drinking and calling for a drink from someone. There's no one around. Feasting. Can you make a? Can you make a... Oh, what was it called? Like a trade roll? Yeah. Can you make like a trade scribe roll real quick?
Okay.
I want to know. And there's no way you're going to be able to recover all the documentation. I'm just interested to see what you're able to recall.
Okay. Is it intelligent based?
Yes.
Okay. My cleric.
Yeah, I mean... You're not going to be able to get the minutiae of all of the trade reports from 3 years back. But as far as recent orders and recent dispatches for the military go, you can recall most of what's going on.
Okay. It's like, drink! My kingdom for a drink!
Yeah, you keep screaming for people for a drink. And I think, like, outside, the camera takes a look outside while you're, like, sitting at this table writing stuff down, and there are like Spears of the Dawn who are, you know, like frog marching another spear who's had like a leg chopped off, and there are lots of spears that are doing battlefield triage on other Eternals where they're like walking around finding Eternals who are like disabled and killing them by chopping their heads off. And there's no one around to give Goffu a drink.
I just keep sipping the one I have and go back to work.
First class problems, yo.
I know. That struggle's real. You see me pull out like a little letter that I've been trying to work on for the last couple months, and it says "Dear Crocodile," something something, and it's just blank. And then I just put the letter back and just keep going.
Wait, do we not get to see what the letter says?
He says it's blank.
Yeah, it's like "Dear Crocodile," and I just can't find the words for it.
Oh, it's it's all made out and ready to start.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like it's been there for a while, like a few months, kind of worn out. I like occasionally look at it, but I just don't have it in me just to send a letter. What do you say after you ignore somebody for that long? Insane.
Okay. Can we? Yeah, we flash back, and I think I'm like holding. Who did I kill?
You tell me. I don't want to do a random name generation
Oh, God damn it!
for
But you
someone
have a.
that doesn't matter because he's dead.
Okay.
Oh.
Um. His name is uh Abar, and I'm like, I pick him up, and I'm like, we have lost Abar today, and I am terribly sad. But it happened in the worst way I could imagine. For I was controlled by the Eternals and was forced to strike him down. Nearly we lost the Queen as well. We all know the extreme dangers that come from living in the former Silent Lands. But we must remember that for us, it is new hope. And then I take the dead body outside to go to the burning place for
Okay.
dead bodies.
Do we want to jump to a scene that's like a memorial funeral service for everyone?
Yes.
So the opening speaker at this like service is a young priest or priestess. No one actually knows. They only ever wear like the mask of a cheetah, and so it's painted to look like a cheetah. And they live off in their own like tent, and just show up in town to like do ceremonies as a death priest. And they have offered to speak first, and they open up. Cheetah opens up with the same speech they've given quite a few times, saying, "Yes, we must remember that only the great spirit of ruin is eternal. That death comes for all of us when we are born, and eventually it will find us. And ruin is that thing. This is why we offer our blood and sacrifice to the death spirits under our queen. Remember that ruin shapes us and guides us and will greet us when we die. All praise be to ruin." And everyone's just like, "All praise be to ruin." And it's like
Ruin?
people saying amen in a church.
Wait, wait.
Um,
It's supposed to be death, not ruin.
Right, but Cheetah has subverted the religion over the last few years.
What?
Okay, we can fix that. We can fix that. And then I like something like because we have to have a funeral pyre, and like everyone can go up and like put a stick on the funeral pyre.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we all do that. And yeah,
But Goffu actually just
I
poured a
give
little
a-
bit of alcohol out.
Chat's trying to eat her baby.
stop. Leave our baby alone.
Sorry.
Damn it.
Chat's trying to do it.
It's not safe anywhere.
I really want to have a Phantom Menace scene here, like the burning pyre at the end of Phantom Menace, where like maybe Karim and Goffu are standing next to each other discussing that there's some evil in the world, and then we see like Abelia in the corner, like yes.
No, what we get
Yes.
is just like Naomi and Karim mean mugging this mysterious priest. We don't know who he is. Is that what you were saying?
They
We
don't
just
even
know
know
him
whether it's
as-
a man or a woman. Cheetah
Yeah.
just shows up in town and preaches the word of ruin as
No.
the chief spirit of death.
Okay, well, we can address this.
Now.
And it's become very popular. Cheetah
Okay.
is a persuasive speaker.
So maybe
I
I
would
walk up with Naomi, and we walk up hand in hand as like the king and queen to like put two sticks down. And is the priest like still standing up there, or have they got down?
Yeah, so
Is it
you drop the 2 sticks in there, and there's like 6 bodies in here, which is a significant fraction of your remaining population. And cheetah, it just, still wearing the cheetah mask, like nods as you put your sticks down, and says, Queen Akan, would you prefer to say some words now? Speaking of the great spirits of death.
I would, as it is death that we worship here, and not the spirit of ruin. I would ask for your mask, sir. Or
And
madame.
Cheetah says, for the last time, I will not remove my mask.
Then I
And
will have it
you
removed.
believe that ruin and death are 2 different things. In the end, all things are ruined.
They are 2 different things because not all things are ruined in the same way that death ruins them.
So, Cheetah spreads their hands wide and says, I don't understand why you continue to fight me on this, my queen. Ruin has favored you personally many times, quite publicly. His spirit clings around you even now.
That is something
But
for me and the spirits to take up.
Do I still have like I am like remember that whole hope thing, Arthur?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kade.
So you said that was a completely different than like the death spirit thing, right?
Yeah, Kade is a different spirit, different
Yeah.
kind of spirit.
Okay, I guess I just wish I knew a little bit more lore. I would say something interesting.
If only you had priestcraft.
Oh wait, didn't I learn a priestcraft?
Yes, you
Yeah.
did.
I have 0 priestcraft.
Welcome to the real world.
I say this is one of the only times I'll do this, guys. I say something profound about death and hope and ruin. Rolling for it.
Do it
And it's going to be wisdom.
with you.
6. I don't need wisdom.
I want to mark this next time Virgil's like, no, you have to tell me what you say. You can't just roll it.
I just don't know the
I'm
things.
gonna find this particular clip and I'm gonna
Play the sound
gif
clip?
it, and I'm just gonna copy paste that gif anytime he says that.
Virgil, I'm happy you guys
Arthur.
are together with
I say something profound.
if you are going to worship ruin rather than death, you might as well worship hope. Is what I say, and I roll an 8. There, I had a line.
So you don't like Cheetah. There's very little body language going on with Cheetah, what with their like heavily obscuring clothing and the mask. But many of the people in the audience that are like laying things down at the pyre see this and nod their head, and you can tell that perhaps you've scored a point in the long-running war for the hearts of the people.
The warriors would pay extra attention because I actually have the Idahoan that warriors think I'm a natural leader.
Yes, I know. You say that every session, sometimes more than
And
one.
I have wait, what did I get? Oh no, never mind.
Just because you're a natural leader doesn't mean you're right.
No,
Snap.
But it doesn't
But
make him a
but
boss.
it means I'm like, probably like nice and photogenic. I'm wearing like
I understand. You're the John F. Kennedy of African warlords.
yeah.
There you go. I like it.
Wow. That makes
I
a
like
lot of
it.
sense.
Oh, jeez.
Boy, Safa, I want a party platter.
Yeah, so then I like glare, back, and they're just like standing there.
So
we can see
Cheetah
them.
normally stands in kind of what you would consider the at-ease position, with their hands like folded behind their back and feet loose but wide. Yeah.
All right.
Hmm.
I think I've done fine.
So, Abelia, Goffu, do you take part in these death rituals?
Instead of putting a stick up, I told you, I just pour some alcohol.
Okay,
This one's for the
interesting.
homies.
So for you, Abelia, this is a very different kind of situation. I mean, from your point of view, this is basically people like it's not even like they're well dunning steaks. It's like they've taken some steaks, put them in front of you, and then lit the steaks on fire with a blowtorch until there's just the steak bone left.
And you
And
haven't
then they
eaten in
tell
like
you about how
months.
great that steak bone is. And that you should like say good words about the steak bone.
I
So
Yeah. Maybe I like come back to my seat and I like I'm like give her like one of the sticks that you're supposed to go put up there.
I leave all this to you and the queen. That was the agreement, remember?
Very well, very well. And I just
I
like
don't have to partake in these rituals. I'm agnostic. I support you, but I
it's just
don't
right.
participate.
Would be good to show solidarity in front of the cheetah.
This is not my domain.
so
I'm
can
not
I
gonna piss off. I've already seen what happens when we piss off one of our gods or another.
can I ask you to make a mental effect save real quick? Uh,
Me?
no, Abelia, in
Oh,
regards to your like dislike of all humankind now.
Oh man.
What is that? That's a
It's a
D20?
D20. You just don't add anything to it. You compare it to
Okay.
your. I think that's a pass.
Yeah, I think my mental effects are
Yeah, you
11
feel an
and
overwhelming urge to just disregard everyone here and drag one of those bodies out of the fire. You know, just for safekeeping. But you manage to pull yourself together.
12.
And you have like this sociopathic non-understanding of everyone around you, all like enjoying the funeral, and you're just like, why would you enjoy the burning of
Why would you
food?
waste it? That this is a filet mignon and it should be raw and not burnt.
Yeah, and then
Well,
like you slowly pull back into your normal self over the remainder of the ceremony,
And I hand
and
your
like
kid back to you.
you get emotions again and feelings.
oh yeah, by the way, usually Gofus stand next to Abelia, but he's kind of standing on the other side at this point.
See,
oh,
so
right.
yeah, I would like to jump to the next day where Ralgo begins the scouting report and then has the
Excellent.
council meeting.
That,
So,
where do they go? What has happened?
yeah, so in the next day, it's Ralgo Ubuntu. And Ubuntu's not really supposed to be here. He just kind of like saw Ralgo come in and followed him through the bead curtain. But it's Ralgo, Ruko, Ubuntu, and the four of you. And Ralgo's like, King Karim, I have the following information about what's in the area. There's roughly 100 Eternals left. Of that, about 90 are simple dreamers. I could dispatch 3 of those in my sleep. I don't expect we'll have much trouble from them. All they have got going for them is the numbers. But unfortunately, Kwise Mbala has awakened at least 4 of the noble class of sorcerers. Many of them, as you've seen, have been using blasphemy magics to move within the earth very quickly and then pop out on the battlefield. We lost an entire units of scouts this way. They were all so paralyzed that the woman cut all of their throats while their companions watched one by one.
Um, I like turn to Ubuntu and I say, Ubuntu, is there some reason you're here?
So Ubuntu is just like, oh yes, of course there's a reason I'm here, and he like folds his hands over his belly. It's just some of the people were talking Kareem, and they wanted to make sure that when we had this meeting about the missing villagers lately, that someone was here to look out for their interests, as you've been avoiding the issue quite a bit.
This is a military meeting. Uh, when we are finished and sure of
Now,
our safety.
you listen here, Karim. I was an Oba of a major city. I'm a very important person, you know. And I feel like
Yes,
sometimes
yes,
people
yes.
don't
You
treat
were
me
an
with the
Oba.
kind of respect. I keep the trade lanes open to Niala.
Okay. If you would like to come with me next time I need to go out of the city, then you can sit and listen.
So he's just like, I don't understand what you mean. You mean like next time you're going to go urinate at the edge of the borders here? You want me to come with you?
Next time I have warrior's business. This is warrior's business. Here in this room now.
Oh,
And
this
if you'd
is
like
this
to
is very
continue-
political, Karim. But if it's Warrior's business, why is Abelia here?
Abelia is a strong warrior who I traveled with for many months. She fearlessly attacked the Eternals while they were in the city.
You put me in charge of the final defense of the children. I am a very strong warrior.
You see me just take a sip of alcohol, just like
I think
I
your
give like
definition of sip and my definition of sip are very different, Tom.
pour me a little bit of a full glass of that scotch over there.
I give a look to Raugo Ruko. What's his one good eye looking like?
Raugo is
in
like
occurrence?
spending most of the time rolling his one good eye, and the rest are like sending a wrathful hatred towards the back of Ubuntu's head.
Okay, that's what I expected. I say very well, but keep quiet. I need to pay attention to what Raugo is telling me. We have 10 very dangerous Eternals, and they are not far from here. I do not think I want to wait for another attack, and sending out strike teams may be necessary.
So when you say that, immediately Raugo cuts back in and says, "Yes. What you should know is that ever since Kuisei put out that bounty on you to the Eternals, they've been calling for an honorable duel. As you know, Kuisei himself is pretty much one of the most legendary warriors of the Eternal Nation. These Idahoons are almost unmatchable in power, and his Reaper techniques are, well, the stuff of legend. The Lacosans base their Reaper swords off of him. Now,
And
he's
this Kuisei, he claims he wants an honorable duel.
You see me kind of like
Do you think this is possibly true?
No, of course not. He's an Eternal. He'd lie with one hand and then lie with the other hand at the same time. Now, what is important is that we've been playing a game of stones with him, trying to uncover batches of hidden Eternals. While we send teams to kill them, he sends teams to recover them, awaken them to join his army. It looks like, given the fact that he's moving on us, he's probably tapped the area out. Now, as I'm sure you've figured out by now,
Yes, well, the large-scale attack is quite unprecedented.
he's traveling with them. He was at the back of the army this time. I'm not sure what this attack was about, other than perhaps this very room was his objective. But I have worse news, Karim. They took a number of the scouts with them.
How many are left?
We have 2 scouts left of the 12 we started with. They took 7 bodies back with them.
I have been in the city long, and I think it has been good for my family. But perhaps we need to take skilled fighters such as myself as the spear point of this operation.
Karim, it's going to get worse. I was speaking to the cheetah at the ceremony yesterday, and they mentioned that those bodies could be used as part of a blasphemous ritual, some sort of grassman ceremony. And Ralgo, like, looks briefly at Goffu and just kind of shrugs.
Instead
And,
of burning, they want to use the corpses?
And so Ralgo kind of nods the head and says, from what I understand, the cheetah believes that they're going to use the bodies to befoul the waters of the river, using the decay of the bodies as a sort of sorcerous preservation to taint the water. With the groundwater around here being basically unreachable, without the river's fresh supply, essentially the village would die. We're too far away from the border to receive other forms of fresh water or aid. Now, from what I understand from the cheetah, we'll have 3 days before this ritual is completed. And that's it. After those 3 days, the water runs out. It'll be too poisonous to drink. And that's the end of New Hope. I suspect that they'll be defending the river with everything they've got.
This will be not too far upstream, I imagine.
I'm not sure. I'll be sending scouts out. In the meantime, we should be finding any allies that we can in the area, preparing ourselves. I suspect Kuisei himself will be defending the river ritual.
Fill up every container that will hold water in the entire city. Make sure everyone is taking part. Every pot, every pan, and every cup.
You kind of I look at my thing. It's like,
So Ubuntu's just like, oh yes, I'll make sure everyone gets on that right away. Now about the discussion of what we were going to do about the missing villagers, I think that this is clearly far too important. We should definitely talk about the villager thing later. And Ralgo's like, no, we're going to talk about it now. Karim, what is our plan of action? The missing villagers are clearly being used to feed the Eternals.
Look, the scouts are the ones who are most equipped to tracking and finding missing persons, and we cannot spare even a single one of them. They must find the location of the ritual. When they return, and we have successfully defended our water supply, then they will turn all their efforts, I promise, to finding the whereabouts of the missing persons.
That's not good enough, Karim.
I looked towards him. We have 3 days. Don't you understand math?
You've been avoiding this issue for too long. We need to talk about it now. I think there may be an eternal sympathizer within the city.
I hear this Battlestar Galactica.
And I'm like, you know, I thought it was not possible, but then I start questioning myself when I find people listening into all of our tactics and plans where they don't belong. And I
so
cast a
Ubuntu is
glance
just there.
over at Ubuntu.
So while you're doing that, like you're saying that, Ubuntu is nodding and looking at Goffu while you say that.
What? No.
You see Goffu just like roll his eyes like.
So here's the situation. As Ralgo is like turning to say something to Abelia, you let out this accusation at Ubuntu, and like your words don't actually say his name at the beginning. You're just like someone who's in the meeting that shouldn't be here, and Ubuntu's just looking at Goffu very suspiciously, like, yeah, someone who shouldn't be here.
Jeez.
And then when you say his name at the end, Ubuntu's like, what? No, what? That's ridiculous. It's obviously, if it's anyone, it's Goffu.
You see, Goffu,
you can't trust those sorceress types.
You see Goffu like pull back his sword and see like about 100 knots worth of Eternals on his sword. It's like, where's your kill record, boy?
So Ubuntu's like 4 times your age.
Yeah, I'm calling the boy now. He haven't killed
Ubuntu just, you know, back in Niala, I'm an Oba, Goffu. I think I deserve a little bit more respect from someone who isn't even a noble anymore.
Yes, I find you've been very unhappy with your position here, and very hungry for more power. And I wonder what you would do.
You say more power, I say more responsibility. I mean, you're really just underutilizing someone with my level of talents.
Yes, I'm sure you would love to know every little detail about what is going on here.
And in the
Unfortunately, I
meantime,
will have to ask Arago to put you under arrest.
the
So
Eternals are
Raugo's like,
still
I'm not
coming.
going to put anyone under arrest. However, I'm concerned. Abelia, how do you feel about this situation?
She looks at everyone and she says, "Hey, maybe there's still about 100 Eternals out there that are coming. Shouldn't we be focused on that instead of who's trying to pose power and who's really trying to be an Eternal sympathizer? Really, it's me. I'm the Eternal. It's Naomi. It's Baby Hope. Really? That's what we're gonna talk about
So,
right at this moment."
yeah, Raugo's like, more than anything, finding the Eternal Sympathizer could be important to the war cause. If the Eternals are learning of our plans, they might be able to create something
Yes.
to stop us.
So about a two-pronged front, but we do both at the same time. Seems like getting to the Eternals and perhaps capturing one of them and getting them to talk might actually point us in the right direction as well. Right now,
I
all
s-
we're doing is pointing fingers at each other.
yeah, I stand up and I say,
So we're
these
doing the work
three,
for
these three are my family, and I have traveled across the continent with them. This man is a leader of the Spears, and well respected. You claim that your greatness comes from being an Oba, but that title means nothing to me. You are the one I do not trust, and I like poke him in the chest, and then
So, so yeah, Ubuntu like takes your hand and brushes it off his chest and says, "My understanding was that king was merely a ceremonial title, and that anyone who was a spear could vote on these issues. And so I'm asking that Rago's plan be put to a vote, that we find whoever it is now. You know, it's very suspicious that the only person who could interrogate captured Eternals is Goffu, and so he would be the only one to tell us who they might be communicating with."
you should be more thankful that he spent so much of his time studying and learning the speech of the Eternals. It has been absolutely priceless to us. I mean, you cannot imagine
the
if we go and we find places in the Eternal Lands with writing and
So
it
he
can.
holds up his hand and says, "Can you imagine the kind of corruption that it does to your mind? People who begin to work with eternal equipment begin to go mad. I've seen it in people before. They lose all emotion, they crave blood, they only want
Ubuntu.
power. It
It
sounds a lot
sounds
like Goffu to me."
Sounds
it
like you
sounds
Oh,
only
like
replace money with blood, maybe.
you
Look, I
see
don't
me
know what
drinking
your.
more alcohol. This is the only thing I need to sustain me.
brothers,
You're not helping, Goffu.
sisters, and brothers. Okay. Ubuntu does have a point. Clearly, it seems like more transparency might be beneficial. We can fix the process. That's easy. But we're still fighting amongst each other while we have a larger threat looming. What are we going to do about that? And if there is a plan that Raugu has, what is the other plans that we are considering? It's not just one person's plan. Remember, just like you said, this is going to be open to a vote for everyone. Everyone has an opportunity to present. So what's the package that we're going with? And when are we taking this to a vote?
So
But let's
Raugo
not start
says,
fighting amongst each other right now. It's not going to help any. And if you want more transparency, I'll make sure the entire town gets it.
yeah, Raugo jumps in and says, "I'm not sure what the plan is. I was going to wait until our scouts were rested up so they could head out. I suspect
That's-
that by nightfall they'll be ready to go."
That sounds like a good start.
And Ubuntu is like, "I think that we should have a town meeting as soon as possible to talk about who the Eternal is, and then as we can vote on who everyone thinks it is, and then we'll force them to talk."
Ubuntu, how many people like
Yeah, we
you?
should have an internal security and exterior. Like I got the road cover, but
How many
probably-
people like me?
Hold on.
How many people might have you annoyed in the past and might decide that this would be a good time to point a finger at you?
So Ubuntu looks like confused, like, "What do you mean people I've annoyed? Everyone loves me.
Sure,
I was an
That
Oba
seems-
back in Niella. That's not an
I
easy position to
understand that.
hold."
but you're opening up a very serious accusation to everyone. And if there's any slight that someone has felt in the past towards anyone that they've traveled with, or while we've been here, struggling, This would be a great time for them to forget that we're a family and exact a little bit of vengeance. And now we've lost. We're spending time pointing fingers at each other and still not focused on what's most important to take care of.
You know, Abelia, it sounds like you don't have a lot of trust in the maturity of the community.
I don't. I never said I did. That's why we have spears who are making these decisions. We have a lot of very sensitive people, and today, of all days where they've seen their king put under a spell and killing people, probably not a good day to start asking, hey, who do you think is eternal among us?
Probably not a good idea.
Not today, anyway, at least.
No.
Even you yourself said,
I think we should do it as
after a
soon as
few days-
possible. You've convinced me.
You've said people should rest and we should let this pass after a few days.
I said that until Ralgo and Karim convinced me that we should do otherwise. We should resolve it as quickly as possible. You know, military security and all that.
I don't agree with that. We make decisions.
So
When we come
he
to a
like
place of
brushes
fear.
off the front of his shirt. Naomi, what do you think about this?
About looking for Eternals, I think we actually need to figure out what's going on within our own town. We need to get things situated before we even think about hunting people. We need to give it some time. We were just attacked. Bad things happened. People are dead.
Yeah, I do that.
We need to gather, our strength. We need to let everybody relax and become reacquainted with each other before we go out on a wild witch hunt.
So, yeah, Ubuntu gives you kind of a weak grin. Feels a little oily and maybe a little condescending and says, very well, if you think that we need to pull everything together here, perhaps we should hold the vote much later, a month or two away. See, Ralgo? Not everyone likes your ideas.
Well, at least 3 days after we get the water situation fixed.
Yes, well, we have other things.
Oh,
that are
no,
more
we're not in
priority.
any rush. You've all talked about how much we need to hold the community together for now. Such accusations might tear us apart. Isn't that right, Ralgo?
What does Raugo say?
Ralgo is
Nothing.
just like standing there staring at him with his one eye glaring angrily.
Ubuntu.
Does he look even angrier
know-
than before?
Yeah, I mean, so Ubuntu's just like flipped his position twice
Yeah.
here, and both times it's been to piss off Ralgo, so...
Okay. I think
I say
Cassian's in
to
challenges.
him, you know Ragu's bigger than you, right?
So Ubuntu, like, stands up straight and says, Goffu, that is... Is it because a man is bigger that he is allowed to say things? That he is allowed to vote? What childish teenage logic?
Well, my logic is if you piss off the guy bigger than you, usually you end up on the ground.
You are bigger than Karim, and yet you are allowed to speak. Karim is allowed to, I don't know, run the place? Does that mean you should do everything Karim says or he'll beat you up? Is that how we're running things around here now, Goffu?
I listen to Kareem because he's the king.
It's not Ubuntu. You have a point. You've made several very good points this evening. Can we lay it on the table what our priorities are? We are going to run out of potable water. We have an army of Eternals camped somewhere not far away, and a small band of them that are even closer. And we have, allegedly, an Eternal sympathizer. Could be someone from the Eternals that's come here. We don't know. But if we run out of water, and we die of thirst, it won't matter. Will it? No. We have several things we need to figure out first before we start pointing fingers. What do we want to do? Ralgo, your people will be ready tomorrow night?
Tonight.
Tonight, even.
What's up, Fire?
Arthur, do you think if I went with them, like, would it be more successful? Would that just be like a few rolls, roll something out?
Yeah, it would
'Cause
be. It would probably be a stealth
Yeah.
check.
Yeah, I have
Can
like
I
stealth and
The
all and leadership and all kinds
consequences
of
for
good stuff.
failure would be pretty heavy.
can I go with him too?
Again, yes, but the consequences for failure are quite heavy.
Ugh. Can I go? Can I make everybody
I just
visible? While
don't
do
I just
stealth
don't
work?
trust Raugo Ruko. Like I was looking at my sheet. Let's see here. Merchant, Prince of Lies, asshole. Ogogo Walker, bandit, asshole. Let's see. Raugo Ruko, Spears Later, asshole. Ubuntu Inkiri, whiny ex Oba, asshole. Cheetah, Ruin Priest, asshole. Quise Ambala, eternal asshole. Just about everyone in this campaign is
God
not well
damn it.
liked by Karim.
I
Yeah,
don't have the
so
same feeling as Raugo. He helped us when we were
yeah, but
in
he's
He
still
did.
being douchey.
Amabo.
I amended
Take a
that
touch
this
me, right?
episode.
I do not want anyone.
Well, what I'm trying to get across is don't piss off the guy with the spear, and he's not catching that. So when the
I
guy
just
gets pissed off with the spear and stabs him, I can't really say anything about that.
look. I just don't trust him, and I want to be there with to see for myself what's going on.
This is not the
Arthur.
first time all of us have left. We've left the village in very capable hands.
True.
We can all go together, and we can have the very smart people who know engineering and can work on the water situation work on that while we're gone.
Arthur, if we do the eternal ceremony on an animal, can we make an eternimal?
No, it only works on humans.
Okay.
Did you get that from Riga?
That's
No,
awesome.
no, that was hers.
Turn lion.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, so I'm like, yes, we will leave tonight. I will go with the scouts. They will need as much help as they can get. They've lost too many numbers.
I agree. I think we should. I'll go with you. I don't.
Let's
I
make
think
it a
it's
family thing.
Rago, I think you need to see that we support you in being very serious about the sacrifices we're willing to make for New Hope.
So, yeah, Raugo, again, eye patch, says, so what's the plan then? My men have made sacrifices in the name of the king, and in all the spears to be here. Let's make it worthwhile. What are we doing?
You have to figure out where they are when they messing with the water and
Oh, I
take care of
understand
them.
that. I meant as regards to this witch doctor hunt.
Yes, if we do have a eternal sympathizer, it will be swiftly taken care of as soon as we are safely able to drink water. I think it's just a little more pressing. We will bring the entire community together, and we can discuss any issues anyone has or any leads anyone can provide to find out if we have someone that's been leaving here to go and speak with Eternals.
Why did they leave?
Hmm?
When we were fighting them earlier? Why did they just turn and leave? Did you hear anything? Did anybody hear anything?
I believe it was I heard strikes of lightning and eruptions of ash. I believe it was Goffu.
Mm.
I like pat him like on the shoulder like a real ref because I can do that now because he's not a little kid.
You see me like, yes.
Mort sits. The Goffu scares away Eternal. Good job.
I'm just saying he has to find some type of vice to dealing with, dark magics and undead coming at him. And then he has the issue of anger always, casting that spell.
Yeah, I look to Ubuntu and I'm like, Goffu, you should know, is not a danger to us, but one of our best protections. Without him, we would all be perished.
Very true. Why are we always faced with such difficult decisions? Isn't there any time that we can just take a moment to relax and enjoy what we have?
So Raugu just kind of rolls his head around his shoulders and says, "Well, probably for people who aren't exiled and have to live in a shithole at the edge of civilization."
Don't call my kingdom a shithole.
You see me like,
So he just shrugs his shoulders
God.
and says, "I wouldn't call it a kingdom."
Yet, when we take care of that hundreds, we can expand.
With thoughts
you-
like
like you
that, it will
said-
never become a kingdom. We need everybody to pitch in.
Well, think about it. They're tapping their resources.
So yeah, he just like taps his eye patch and he's like, "What do you think I've been doing for 3 years?"
Rago, one day there will be a big statue with one eye
I'd
right in the
rather
middle
it
of
still
the
had
city.
both eyes.
Oh,
snap.
no one remembers you having two eyes.
He has a point.
God, you're an asshole.
He
But
he
he's
looks
our
over at his
king,
character
so-
sheet. Karim, warrior asshole.
Goffu, librarian, witch doctor, drunk. Maybe asshole.
Call my kingdom a shithole, you shithole.
Well, hopefully we kill this hundreds and it let us like expand without them like popping up under us. Hopes and dreams.
Riga's like, since I'm actually drinking, I was gonna take a drink every time Dom fake drank. Glad I didn't do that.
Oh boy.
I would be drinking, but I have to wake up at 5 tomorrow morning because I'm going hunting for shrimp on sale. $3.99 pound.
So I feel like I've given enough guff to Ubuntu, and
Is that
I'll
what
like
we're calling it?
Hmm?
I said, "Is that what we're calling it?"
what?
Guff?
That's a good description of it.
Sure.
You know, it's just implying that he's an eternal sympathizer and trying to get him killed in the place of my friend Guff.
She goes
Yeah.
like,
I mean, whatever you guys want to do. I just want to, I go and get prepared for the night mission.
You see me like, it's been a while. I'm ready to leave this place. Take care of the children for me and make sure they do their homework.
So Ubuntu is like, "Well, of course I'll make sure that they do their homework. You know, I'm very skilled at what I do. Back in Niella, I was an Oba, a rather large city."
You were.
I heard good things
Take
about
a
your work
take a
as an
drink.
Oba.
Take a drink
back
every
in
time
Niala.
every time Ubuntu says he was an Oba. Oh,
And all the
We
artifacts
respect-
that we give to you.
We
That aren't
respect
hers.
your status, Ubuntu, and your wisdom as an Oba. And thank you for all of your advice and feedback.
he's basically a PE teacher now, guys.
Yep.
Oh, goodness.
Pretty much. I remember my PE teacher. She was interesting.
Okay. So what is the what's the plan then? Is there anything anyone like to do before the night mission?
Yes,
I would like to get rid of that frickin' priest.
I'd like to make sure we've got the right equipment.
I'd
Oh,
like to catch him on fire.
yeah. I mean, if
something other
if
than a
my
short sword.
if my wife needs help killing someone, I would do that first. But if she's got it under control, she's got it under control.
You're gonna go kill the cheetah?
I want to go talk to him by himself.
Okay. Yeah.
I need
So-
food.
As like night is going down, the sun is beginning to dip beneath the horizon, and so it's like shimmering in the background. As you travel just west outside of the village, and we see that the cheetah's tent is still completely intact, even though the village's outer markers were all overrun, and the village itself was attacked. The cheetah's very small one-person tent, completely intact, and there's no footprints around it.
Nice.
And as you approach, the cheetah steps out of the tent and says, "Ah, Queen Akan, so glad to see you."
Cheetah. So what have you been doing out here?
I have never answered that question, and I don't feel the need to do so today.
I am your queen. I think you should.
Let me know once we have a kingdom charter that the spears can actually agree on. My understanding was that your title as queen was largely symbolic.
It is what it is. I still have power enough to demand why you're here or where you came from.
If you were to make such demands, I fear the populace might split between those who worship death and those who worship ruin specifically.
All because I asked you? All because I want to know where you came from and why you
So many
are
questions. Where
working.
I came from, what I look like under the mask, what am I doing now?
I don't see a
Are
problem
any
with
of these
answering any
things
of
your
those.
business?
I think so, considering you're trying to split up what the work I'm trying to do here.
You say split up. I see them as the same thing. Ruin is a spirit of death, and he is much greater than the others. He has vast power.
I do not believe he's greater than death.
There is no particular spirit simply called death. It is simply a sphere of responsibility that spirits travel within. Ruin tends toward the center of it.
Hmm.
The vulture.
I still think that it is quite pertinent that you tell me where you came from and what you plan on doing here.
I see no reason to answer these questions.
Then you shall leave
I don't
and
think
move
I
on to
will.
another town.
As I understand it, any spear can put a vote before the town. If you were to cast me out, you would need to have a spear ask to bring such an issue before the Spear Council. If the town majority votes for me to leave, then perhaps I shall. Can I offer you something, my queen? A glass of water, perhaps?
No, I do not want anything from you, except for you to leave.
Warm glasses, shut the hell up.
I see. So first you want answers, then you want nothing, then you want me to leave. You can understand why I'm confused.
You're not willing to answer the questions that I want. You offer me water. That's not what I wanted. What I
Yes.
wanted was answers. You are not willing to give those to me, so you shall leave.
No.
All right. Let's see how things are. We'll make sure that you leave.
So, oh god, because they're wearing a mask, they can't raise an eyebrow. But the cheetah kind of turns.
Do they have like a small mechanism that's they can
No,
like
the cheetah
wheel up
turns
an eyebrow?
perpendicular towards you and lets out like a small laugh and says, "Yes, I too see how things are.
What do you see?
Well, I see a queen attempting to abuse what little authority she has here.
I'm not
If I
abusing
don't agree to do
anything.
everything you say, I'll be cast out of the town in this lawless land where Eternals are attacking and I could be eaten on my way back to the border.
Well,
It
in
seems
that
rather harsh, doesn't it?
in that sense, I hope you are eaten. For you cause nothing but chaos.
If only the people could hear you talking like this here.
No, they can't hear me. Luckily for you.
One
Because they
who
would
speaks
know.
with two mouths.
Hmm.
If only you had the honor of a cheetah.
You have no honor. You hide behind a mask. That is not honorable. That is cowardice.
So the cheetah, like, continues to turn and is now fully facing away from you and says, "Is it that I hide behind a mask, or that the mask shows what I truly am?"
Hardly. You are a coward.
And you can see the cheetah's, like, shoulders are silently going up and down as they're, like, laughing at you from behind. And they just pull up the tent flap and go back into their tent.
See how things are.
I have to say, FYI, when the party, like the city split on like death and ruin, you see Goffu out on the distance with, oh yeah, that's right, thunder. Just FYI.
You got
You're
your
not
little
done.
shrine to Oya. Like people are doing bigger and bigger sacrifices, and you've got like a tiny shot glass that you're pouring some in
Yep.
for Oya. Got it. I know where we stand now.
Okay. Since I'm not going to get anywhere with him, I go back to the town. I seek out Abelia.
Okay. Abelia, what are you doing after the meeting with Ubuntu and Roundup?
So I don't have the kid, right? I gotta just say
No.
where to put
I
the
have
kid.
no idea where
You
you've
don't
left
have
her.
the kid.
She
She
doesn't
was
have the
in-
kid
I
again.
had her, and I just want to make sure I've handed her off to her parents or someone has the kid.
She's with
She
The
with
kid is
Uncle
accounted
Goffu.
for. I did not meet the kid.
she's with Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru.
Okay, great.
Wow, that doesn't speak well to you, Kareem, or you, Naomi. You're both gonna have terrible endings.
Yeah, I know, Arthur. I'm just reading the situation.
um,
I think your 2d6 came up 6
went
minus, bro.
to would actually take a minute if Ubuntu, once we leave, to try and smooth over the tension. And I understand where it's coming from, and understand, the need to continue to grow in truth and transparency, so all that kind of stuff. And then I would honestly go home after that late night meeting to get ready for meeting. We're gonna meet to leave tonight, right?
Yeah.
So wherever that is, I'll meet you guys then at that time. But I'll go and get, instead of a short sword, maybe a long sword, and if we've got some, I can clean up my armor, although I don't think I've messed it up or anything. I just have regular leather armor, and just get ready to rest for a little bit before heading out.
Okay. And so
The
Naomi,
way-
you're going to speak
Yes,
with
seems
Abelia?
like we're intercepting each other as I'm leaving, my final conversation with Ubuntu, and
I don't remember any of the people.
actually being cordial, and,
They were all
shaking his forearm, or however we do,
Is that the we do the predator man shake then?
we do the man shake, or the, I don't know, what
Man
Forearm
shake.
grip?
elbow, or the nose snuggle, or whatever.
Dutch.
They just do butterfly kisses, like just the fluttering of the eyelash on the cheek.
He's in the island, so whatever they would do to show respect is what I do. I know that. That's
Oh yeah, they definitely. Now that we've mentioned it, they're all a warrior culture of a former empire.
Okay.
So they definitely do the man shake from Predator.
the man shake from Predator.
It's where you do the arm wrestling contest in midair.
It's
That's the man shake.
definitely not the intent is to have a contest, but if that's how it has to go based on his
Yeah,
culture.
and like he's not winning this contest with you. He's like,
Oh, Ubuntu, you are always a diplomat. And then I've seen Naomi, and I'll head towards her. She looks like she's coming towards me.
okay.
Do Naomi, Naomi and Karim, I think only Goffu may not know that Eevee's an Eternal. Naomi, do you know that Eevee's an Eternal?
Do I notice? Because I have like a 2 in occult now and a 2 in priestcraft.
Like in PG.
Would you want me to have told you? Because it wasn't supposed to be a secret for 3 years. But if you want to play,
I thought that you were
I would
getting
want to know.
She would have had to get the pieces back from us.
you would have had to have gotten fresh blood on a regular
Yeah.
basis.
So I would just
Yeah.
want, because it seemed like Goffu doesn't know, but I will. It's fine. I was assuming that at least Naomi knew.
Yeah, we know because we take blood sacrifices and
Yeah.
at the temple, and then we feed them to you.
So Naomi and Karim know for sure. Goffu, Dom, it's up to you if you want to be sure that he doesn't know. I'm fine with that as well. That could be
The
fun.
Nile is awesome. It's not just a river in Egypt.
Yay. Then I catch you up and I go, what a pain in the ass that guy is. Being a diplomat 24/7 is hard work.
Like they got paid.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing like
Hard
being a
work.
mom, I should say. That's probably harder.
I think I need you to be a better diplomat. At least, not better, but More persuasive. I need to find out who this cheetah is.
You need me to. Oh, hold on 1 second.
I have a
Sorry, I'm
question.
losing.
Is she a spear?
Is who a spear?
Cheetah.
No, it's a
Everyone keeps
Jeez.
using gender-based pronouns with
Yeah.
the cheetah.
it's a cheetah.
It's
People.
cheetah.
Is it a spear?
Cheetah is not a spear.
Okay, I'm back. Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
What?
I was getting spinning wheels on Twitch, and sorry about that.
Uh,
So I missed Naomi. I missed what you were asking me. You said I need you to, and then I got the spinning circles of.
Oh, I said
Yeah.
I need you to be more diplomatic and find out. I need you to find out who this cheetah is. They're causing issues
Sure.
for the town.
You
They're
sure I just
dividing
can't-
the people.
You sure I just can't eat the cheetah? I can do that.
I know you could do that, but then we might have some issues when another person goes missing.
Fine. I do that like jokingly.
And everybody's having
All
that
right.
conversation. Go through
wait,
that
hold on though.
shrine.
Didn't you say cheetah just kind of comes and goes?
Yeah.
Yeah, cheetah just comes and goes. We all know that. Just disappears one day, then comes back later, right? I mean,
Or not.
Are you nearby listening to this conversation?
no. I'm just reminding
No.
you that this is in character knowledge that you guys have.
Yeah. Fine. There are many people on my eat list anyway.
I'm just saying, edibility is high at this point.
This is a thing how we talk to each other now. It's come to this, my friend, my long-term friend, my long-time friend. It's my eat list. We'll just put them on.
And Goffu's at the shrine, just like 17-year-old boy, never had a relationship that worked well, feeling kind of lonely, just drinking.
All of us.
I'm
But,
just a little
we'll-
drunk and I need you now.
Oh, goodness
I
gracious.
will put on the diplomatic face and see what is happening with Cheetah. Perhaps a non-religious angle might soften them up a little bit. I'll be more than happy to do that. Is this something you want me to take care of tonight? We have to get ready to go with Raugu's party.
True.
I can go. Like I need any rest. It's fine. I can do it.
Okay. And I thank you for this.
Yeah, you keep it on the down low. You don't say, I'm eternal, I don't need to sleep. You're like, don't worry, I don't need rest.
No way. You know. Wink, wink, winky.
Oh my gosh.
Anybody.
She's got that long-lasting coffee.
Long-lasting coffee.
Hey, is Cheetah in
I
the
like
temple
that.
now? May I have permission to enter your temple? I won't explode, will I? Of course not.
I don't think so.
I've been in there before and I didn't explode. But I did have
Okay.
your kid in my hands that
No,
time. So.
you have to make a physical test every time to not explode.
Did
Oh
not
my
explode.
gosh.
That's not a thing.
That's not a thing.
Scanners or head explodes. The shit
Yeah, it's
walks in.
Scanners RPG. It's like every couple minutes, like make another brain save.
Oh,
my
and
God.
you have a lot of characters
Oh.
like that. They're in your temple now, or is that the last where you just left them?
Ooh, Cheetah? Cheetah's outside the town. He's in his tent. Or at least that's where he was when I left him.
Oh,
Her. It.
that's Cheetah.
So
Fine. Do you want me to handle it now?
You can handle it whenever you want. Just
Okay.
don't mention my name. Because obviously they're already worried that I'm overstepping my power as queen.
Oh, that's okay. You do that because they're annoying. You know,
It's not that
Don't
they're
panic.
annoying. It's just they're
and to
They're-
think I have to put up with them forever.
they won't last forever around you.
Thanks. All right, go. Let's go put you guys to sleep or get ready to go. Whatever you want to do. I don't think I'll approach them tonight. That might be too finger on the nose. Shall we
Right.
say.
Right.
Like, hey, somebody told on you. It wasn't Naomi. Okay, it was. We won't.
It was. Sorry
It was
about
surprise.
Why'd you come visit me?
So
No
is this
reason.
happening? Is this your theoretical conversation, or is that what's actually happening conversation?
I am telling you, I am not going to go talk to them tonight. It is an actual conversation.
Right.
Because I don't. I think it's just going to be too obvious where it came from. Because we don't talk, so why would I be in Cheetah's tent for any reason? I think we'll just wait a bit. So I'd rather. Are you coming with us tonight with Raugu's crew?
I can. I do have to take care of Hope, though.
Sorry, I was just sneezing. That's true.
I mean, she has been in the care of her uncle, and I'd rather her spend time with me, considering everything that just happened.
That's true. Also, as well, and as you've seen the trouble that Ubuntu's causing, it might be a good idea to have one of us here, one of the original
Yes.
Wildcats.
Yes.
Excuse me, I'm stuffy all of a sudden because I've been sneezing. Pardon me. I'll
She's so
find
emotional.
I'll find Goffu and Virgil, or Goffu or Virgil, whoever's closest, wherever they are.
Karim.
I think
Not
Goffu is
Karim,
like out
like-
out of town in his
Goffu's
thing, right? Yeah.
Fine. So I'll go wherever we have decided. We'll meet at at Raugu's.
Oh yeah, so probably at the same time. Like I come out of wherever I've been gearing up.
Yeah.
Goffu comes back from his your like miniature temple, right?
Yep. I say it's in the corner of my room. At this point, I think. Would I have a bunk make at this point?
Only if
I
you
don't
want
know.
one.
Yeah, I probably have my own.
Yeah, you're a good looking guy. You could get a bunk mate.
The founding members
No,
of the
not that type of bunk mate. I'm talking about like the buddy system.
For nightmares, or I'm still not following.
Like like that person that's like just a roommate, simple roommate.
Do you want a roommate?
Yes, I do. Roll me a random generator for a roommate.
I have
No,
I have a
I don't
roommate.
think anyone would roommate with you.
Fine, I'm all by myself.
Abelia might.
You
You
guys
know
need to
what?
remember that Gongas
No.
being terrible, horrible people that only show up when you need to is culturally ingrained.
True.
Abelia's slowly eating Goffu as he is asleep. A finger
And
goes
I-
missing,
You wake
hair,
up,
toe.
I'm standing up over you, looking down at you. Hi, Goffu. I'm fine.
You,
You sleep
you know
good?
what? Billy is my bunk mate. There we go. We have that
Okay.
brother-sister relationship right now.
Right.
Or funeral, or no funeral if they don't find your body.
Need a bunk mate. It's like that you need that person to keep you like stable while you drinking and dealing with dark magics.
You need a butler.
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
If Karim dies on the mission, I want to make a new PC that's Gofu's butler.
Let's go for bunkmate.
Butler.
Butler.
He's a butler. He's like Batman. He's too dark and lonely.
Remember to downvote this video, guys.
I'm
I want to
crying.
point out that I should get at least one vote for not eating anybody yet.
Okay, so when we do get back together, it's just Onternal and Drunkle and I and the two scouts, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. So anyone that's coming along will need to make a stealth check.
Excellent.
Okay.
Can I use my visibility?
You can use the spell. Sure.
Yeah.
Is it on all of us?
Okay, if you use the spell, there's no need to roll. You're automatically
Really?
discovered.
Wait, what?
So as you're scouting down the riverbanks, you eventually see the flickering of a fire in the distance, and as you move closer, it's clear that there are 7 bodies that have been laid out into like a 7-point star formation. And you see the man himself, Kuisei
No.
Mbala, in the center of the star, like taking river water that Eternals are bringing him in like a conga line and like flicking it on people's faces. And the
Can I make
Eternals
like
are
an
each like leaning down, dipping to get cups, like cupping their hands and bringing the river water. And then Kuisei is like putting his hand into that and flicking it on people.
can I make an occult roll to like figure out like a good way to stop this?
So before we even get to
Something?
that, there's a 4 eternal guards watching over the ceremony, and one of them has their eyes open, and it's clear that they're like blind, like their eyes are whited out and they don't have pupils.
From when they were alive, probably.
And then when Goffu and Karim like pop around a rock, that person's head like immediately snaps to where they're at, and raises a hand and begins like saying something in Eternal. And Goffu, you see them, you can hear them saying, "I detect Ashe in this direction. There's someone approaching us using Kisi to cover themselves."
In the spell, is it endable? I don't even know that.
Yeah,
Is-
it ends when you attack or run.
When you run? Oh. Well, I'm
Like
going to
if
be
you do,
running
like-
anyways. Doesn't matter. D8 plus 1 for initiative, right?
Are you charging in there?
I want to
running?
try to kill it before it like gets all the attention of the other ones.
It's already got the attention
Oh,
of
it's
all
too
the
late?
other ones. Yeah.
Okay.
So Ralgo's immediately just like, yeah, we need to get out of here. We're fucked.
Yeah. How
Yeah, we see
many-
Kareem just
Damn
like,
it, Arthur.
I could do this. I could do this.
And then you hear the
How-
You know,
How-
I've done that in
Voice
Metal
of
Gear
voice of
Solid
your
5,
wife
by
come
the
back
way,
to me,
Kareem.
I'll
I
beat
just-
your ass.
I just whispered to Karim and Goffu, just make a count and remember anything you can possibly remember. How many bodies? What shape? Where were they? What do they look like? What do they sound like?
Yeah.
So, yeah,
they
Kareem,
say?
I've done this in Metal Gear Solid 5. You know, you run up, someone detects you, you immediately try to shoot them in the face so that
Hide in the
they don't
box.
detect you. And as soon as you do, everyone else in the area hears the body drop, and then they all turn towards you.
So how?
But yeah, he's already got
oh.
the cry off.
What if I call out a challenge? I say, Kuisei Mbala, I have come to challenge you in one-on-one combat.
Okay. Yeah, Kuisei replies in Eternal. And Goffu, you catch his reply. Kuisei says, I'm quite busy right now, Karim. Can you come back in a few hours when I'm done with this ritual?
I say this like, oh crap, he's almost done with the ritual.
Yeah, shit. How many, Arthur? Are we
How many
looking
what?
at?
How many what?
Eternals.
There are 7 dead bodies around Kuisei.
Right.
Kuisei has 4 guards guarding him, and at least one of them is currently watching for magic. And there's a line of 90 Eternals heading to the river bay, leaning down, cupping water, and then bringing it back to Kuisei.
Okay, the bodies on the ground look like dead.
They're all your dead scouts.
Yeah. So yeah, they're like raising more Eternals and poisoning water. Something terrible.
How far is this away?
How close would you guys get?
I don't know. So I know there's at least 3 guards in between me and this guy, right?
There are 4 guards total.
4, yeah.
One of them, while blind, is still watching for magic.
Right. And these are not sleepers. They're dreamers.
They appear to be at least lords, if not, nobles, if not lords.
Shit.
Who's in our party, Arthur?
Ralgo and 2 scouts.
Ralgo and 2 scouts.
Now, did Naomi come, or did she stay behind to look after the kid?
I think she's
I'm watching the kid.
Okay.
My kid.
Yeah, no reason to split the party when you're gonna go challenge the big bad guy.
It's okay. I didn't expect him to be here. I thought it would just be like some lords. And I also expected
Yeah, neither did I.
maybe he would want to do the battle, but I guess not. I'll have to.
He didn't say no. He said, "I'm busy right now."
Okay, so
But his
I
message
say
did
We'll
not.
go
That's
get our
not what Goffu
priest, and
relayed.
we'll
yeah,
be
so
back.
he whispers the translation to me. And I say, the time is now. Face me or admit your cowardice. That's like, and I'll step forward, like getting like uncomfortably close to the guards.
Okay, very well then. He pulls his unique weapon off of his back. It's a Lacosan greatsword called one of the Reaper Blades. It looks like a leaf that's been razor edged, or in this case, it looks a lot like a flame or a teardrop. But it's all sharp edges. It's also got silver on the edge of the weapon, so it's made out of steel, but the edges have been silvered. And you can see like crackling lightning going down the like I forget what they call the cutouts on a sword. The
The
fullering?
blood
Yeah, the
things.
yeah, the blood cut things. I think they're called fullers, but yeah. And he says, "If you wish to do this, Karim, my entire intention was to bring you out here. So if I can kill you by not completing the ritual, I can save these corpses from my men.
What?
Shall we do this in the old way, one-on-one?"
Very
Is
well.
he speaking English? Or
No, he's still speaking Eternal.
Well, I'm
Oh,
assuming you're C3POing
Yeah,
me.
we're using Goffu as our translator.
Yeah.
Everything's in subtitles at the bottom. Even when
So can I
Kareem's
walk?
talking, it's still in
Yeah.
subtitles.
Can I like walk?
You know what? I
Up
feel like when Kareem's talking, the subtitles are in Eternal. Just for any viewers
for
that
any
actually
viewers that are
speak the
eternal.
unique language.
Yeah. So how about like from where I am, like it's the middle of the night, like the moon is out,
Yep.
right? So luckily I can like walk up this tiny little slant and be standing with the moon behind me and holding my flaming sword and wait for him at the top of the
Okay.
mount.
So, yeah, he moves to within an arm's reach of you and just says, "No fancy maneuvering. No tricks. Just you and I on top of this hill right now."
You see Gofu's like
I
50
look at
pace
Goffu
back.
and I shake my head no.
I swear to God,
I'm
Kareem,
50
if you
back.
die, I'm gonna be very, very angry. I will
That's-
resurrect you
And
from
murder
the
you.
dead, and I will
And murder.
beat your ass.
I got this guy. I can handle him. He thinks
But
he's
I'm
hot
50
shit.
back, like giving him his space. It's like Kareem.
I will beat your ass.
So he takes a very European sword stance where he holds a great sword like this, which we haven't really seen a lot of in the show. It's been very spear based, and even people using the short swords fight in kind of like a Roman wide stance. And
Yeah,
he's
I have like
taking
a
a very
totally
like knight. Everything about his swordplay is all about using the edge of this blade.
Yeah, and I have like this open stance where I'm like holding my blade like away from me, uh, like in a half ready chop kind of. Um,
Yeah, so he just stands calculatedly and just says, "I'll give you the honor of the first hit."
really? So I get to just roll straight damage then, right?
I mean, you get to roll the first attack. He's ceding initiative
Yeah,
to you.
yeah, okay.
That
Okay,
cockiness.
plus 5 for my attack bonus, plus 1 for my magic sword, plus 1 for my new Idaho, and his AC is 37, right? Instant hit? No.
Give me a second here.
37.
So I need to figure out how many hit points he has. What do you? It's okay. So he's got a lot.
Yeah, I can
Damn.
take that
And
out in like
then
6 rounds if I could.
AC is 1.
You're joking.
Not even close. He's heavily armored in like royal, like heroic gear, like the royal guards of the Desherite commander of the Eternals.
All right. I take my first swing for a hit.
All right, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna move your token here, and then I need a placeholder.
Sheesh.
All right, let's check this damage. Not too bad.
Okay, so he's got.
Wait a minute. You say you have +2 from your spear thing, right?
Yeah.
Then you got +1
That's
from
my new
magic,
thing.
right?
The magic damage is just D6. I think it's not like right. The fire damage.
He's saying because the sword itself is magical, you get a +1.
Yeah. So it's 5, 6, 7, 8. With the
Okay.
guys. Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's right.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. So in response, he whips his weapon around. What is your AC?
6.
Yeah, and just uses it almost like instead of slicing through you, he uses it kind of like a bat and just slaps the flat of the blade into the like armpit area, and just like tries to wedge it up into your armor and like saw into the arteries up there. And so he rolls this many dice. He deals 15 points of damage.
Damn.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then he like yanks the weapon out with a trail of blood coming down the beautiful silver of the weapon. And then he like licks the edge of the blade, and you can see the electricity like playing through his eyes, like Raiden in Mortal Kombat. The first movie, not the second movie. The special effects got worse, not better.
He takes 3d6 damage on accident.
And he just says, "This is going to end very quickly, Karim. I thought you were the greatest warrior of your generation, but I nearly killed you with one blow."
I know, pathetic generation, right? Hold on. I just want to... There is no disarm in this, is there? No. Right? Not that I know of.
I don't think so.
No. Yeah, I think my best chance is to just... And there's no defense action either, right? So unless you roll natural 2 or lower, I get hit. So yeah, I can't beat this guy.
That's probably
Unless you
because he
roll.
was intended to be a full party challenge with a number of allies.
Is there... I mean, there isn't any kind of like aim for one thing or anything, right? It's just
No.
got to be the full damage.
You can desperately hope to deal more damage to him than he can deal to you, but this is not going to end well.
No, it'll end next round. Just trying to think for a second before I roll my last attack if there's any other options for me, but I don't know of any.
Call upon hope.
Yeah.
have
Can I roll like a
I
priest?
know you guys think that the spirits can get you out of every situation, but here's a pro tip: they can't.
Yeah.
Here's a pro
But if
tip.
it rolls high
You've
enough.
got 2 people here, but we're not making a move because this is a trial by combat. That
Wait a minute,
you
Kim.
called for.
Does it count if she gives words of inspiration to him?
Yeah, it'll count.
What do you
Damn
mean
it!
count?
Like,
No
she's
fool.
like, go get him!
I only have one song that would work, and it's just a -1 to damage and a -1 to AC. That's not going to help.
So, Yeah, Kareem, like, what's your action here?
Oh, damn.
It's clear that you know that this is
Yeah.
going very poorly for you.
And is in the
It's not often players get to choose how they die. It normally just
I
happens.
know. I know.
Goffu just like, you know what? I'm not honorable. I like my friend alive and just that electricity. Does it look like electricity is actually coming from her eyes, or that was just
It's so the electricity's in the sword,
on the sword.
okay? Cool. I
and
make
when
sure
he licked the blood off of the blade, it went into his eyes.
Okay, I want to make sure he's not electricity. And I know Kareem got hurt bad, right?
Yeah, he
I look
fucking
just about
messed
dead.
up.
I just say f this crap, honorable, and you see me in a drunken rage and about
Get him
to
out
like,
of there.
and I want to hit him and the one that could see me and probably 3 other with the lightning bolt.
Okay. Wow, you're gonna get counterspelled so hard on this.
Well,
Because
I'm
all
visible.
4 of them are counterspelling right now.
Okay.
And that is called Kisi of the Sundered Spell.
We have 7 total.
Alternatively, blah blah. The gun wins initiative and holds expended. Enemy spell fizzles. Okay, yeah, your spell just ends.
I thought they can have to roll.
Nope. Spell is favored to avert hostile magic. If the Gonga wins initiative and holds their action, they can cast the spell before the enemy. Rolls their sorcery. This Kisi is expended, and the enemy spell fizzles harmlessly.
They have to have line of sight.
Yes. And
One
the
guy's
one who
blind.
can currently see you can do it.
Hmm.
And your spell is not a greater curse. So yeah, it just happens.
Wait, he doesn't get the blind guy?
What do you mean he doesn't get the blind guy? He doesn't get anybody. His whole spell fails.
there's nothing happening.
Okay. Okay.
Because it gets counterspelled by the one
It's
who's
not a roll.
using Kisi of Sight, whatever that's called. The one that lets you see magic. Kisi of Gongazai.
So EB sees that
God, there's no way for me to
Goffu
get my.
has attempted to do something, right?
Play
Goffu,
dead.
it's obvious.
Yeah,
he's
like
trying to do something.
Goffu casts a
He has to
spell.
pull out one of his birds, right?
And you see like his lightning begin leaping from his hands. So
Yeah.
maybe it's in like slow motion how you see electricity come out in like lightning bolts when they do it in like super slow frames where it's like geek 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 geek, and then when it goes like 2 feet the electricity just goes and like hits the ground.
Then I turn to Ragu and I tell him and the folks that are there, well, they don't see us because we're invisible. Do we see each other? No. But I yell
Nope.
to them. I'm still invisible, unless that's changed. I don't yell at them since we're close enough, but I say, it's time. Defend your king. And then I grab Karim and drag him if that's possible and tell him, Marines, we are leaving.
If you go run and grab Kareem,
I'll get an
you're gonna
opportunity attack on
unbecome
me.
You're gonna get
Slows.
unbecome invisible.
That's
not
not an
violent.
aggressive attack against anybody.
You can't run.
And run.
You can't run. You have to walk.
Right, well, I can't run. I can't grab him anyway and run. I would have to walk to him, right, just based on the tactics of the game.
Okay.
I would still have to walk to him and drag him. I can't run with dragging him. He's on the floor.
All right. I mean, if you pull him away, Kuise gets an opportunity attack on him because he's
Right,
leading.
then I will, right, so I'll be in front of him. And I'll
So
take
you
the
want to
attack.
take the attack?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
If
God.
you're sure, better make it Griffin.
This is doing,
Uh-uh.
just to let you know, this does not do anything but kill more than one PC.
I'm sorry, I didn't actually check what your AC was, but I'm guessing it's probably around 6.
Right, yeah, my AC.
Okay.
But, you know,
Okay.
eternal, so
If
I'm not too worried
if
about it.
You should be.
Yeah, if she was 0, you'd still hit.
You take 12 points of damage.
No problem. As long as it didn't hit Kareem.
She's got this.
Okay, let's enter initiative order because now we've got a bunch of confused things happening all at once. And so we have a number of different parties. We have Kuisei.
Yeah, I don't think I ever rolled.
We didn't because he just let you go first.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Karim. Ilya.
So I got hit. I didn't fall over. I'm pulling him away. We're done. He took his opportunity attack. He hit. We get away.
I mean, it's not going to
get
be as simple as
30
you
feet.
get away. I mean,
30
you
feet.
walk
Sure,
up
but
and you pull him a distance, and then all hell breaks loose.
30 feet, though?
Sure.
No.
Ilya, Goffu. What am I missing? No, that's the
What is
three of
it?
you.
1d8?
And so we have 90 Eternals.
1d8?
Yeah, 1d8 plus your...
Yeah.
We got Blind Ganga, and then we have 3 Gangas. Excellent. Alright, so Goffu has a 3. 3. Karim has a 9, who might be literally crushing it right now.
Once I get hit, I become uninvisible, and I'm assuming Rago and team will see. I've taken a pretty big hit, and I am.
Oh, right, I need to add Ralgo and team to the initiative order.
Well, they're invisible. Hopefully they're just running away.
Yeah,
Should
that
be
sounds like
safe.
something they'll do. Seven, 4, and 1. Okay, well, good news is the giant wave of Eternals acts last.
Run away.
All right, Karim, you've been pulled 30 feet away from your mortal nemesis, Kuisei. What's your plan?
Yeah, I mean, now that I got the momentum, I mean, I literally had no chance to live before, but I think I do have a chance now. I think I can run away.
So your
I
plan
look-
is to run 120 feet?
I look around. Does that look like... I mean, I have a good direction to run 120 feet in the opposite direction of these
Yep.
guys?
Yep, you run back along the river, back towards your barracks and garrison.
I guess I got a pretty good look at what was going on. They're just raising up all our scouts and then poisoning the water. Is drawing a bow free action? I don't think it actually is it? It's a movement.
Not
You can have
certain.
you can have so many ready equipment, but I'm not sure what's ready.
No, I think it takes the whole thing. So yeah, no, I don't draw my sword because I think that
You just
costs me
turn and
60.
run?
Yeah.
Okay. Lion Ganga does something. Kuisei is going to move up to Adelia and attack her again. And it's going to hit. And he's going to hit for another 15 points of damage. So you've taken 27 so far?
27.
How are you doing, Adelia?
Look, honey, look! A vampire bit me!
Whoa. Amelia?
I'm just sneezing a lot. It was a bad timing. I think I have 20 hit points, so I take 27, so I fall on the ground. I don't know how that works as an Eternal, but there you go.
Yeah, so you're at -7, and when you reach -10, you're dead. Permanently.
-7?
Yeah, you're in very, very bad shape.
What's the point of being an Eternal if I actually not immortal?
I mean, you're immortal. I suppose you just pass out from the damage for now.
I thought it was a
Yeah,
whole...
you're right. You can't actually
idea.
die. So I mean, he just knocked you unconscious from
Yeah,
the
I mean, I
immense
don't mind being
pain.
unconscious, I'm just not dead.
Yeah. And I don't even think he would stop to be like, oh, this person isn't dead. He just, like, stabs you in the stomach and keeps moving.
Stabbing people in the stomach.
So Goffu, you're gonna get hit with a shit ton of spells.
I already know that, but still.
Yeah. So 2 of these guys are gonna be using Burning Brand, and one's gonna be using the electricity spell.
Yeah. Remember when I told the group I'm sorry? This is why.
Why are you sorry?
Because I already know he's gonna do this.
Okay. Alright, so you take, do you get a save against this?
The fire ones, no.
Nope. Okay, and you're definitely within range. So you take, oh, it should be way higher than that. It should be +5. So, you take 11 and 10. So 21 points of damage just from the flames.
And the lightning bolt.
You get to make your...
I'm hella dead.
Let's see here. Terror of the Veils. Yeah, you get to make a evasion save.
It doesn't matter, I'm hella dead.
Yeah.
You did it!
Yeah, you take 23. I mean, let's figure out how dead you are. Like, are you dead, or are you
Oh
just...
no, I'm dead, even if I made a save.
Okay, yeah, so, I mean, like, your skin literally immolates with flame, and then your face is, like, burned off by the lightning, as all of the spellcasters immediately turn their fury on you.
Yeah, I kind of already knew this was gonna happen.
Awesome.
Raugo and his
Caster,
team...
Dom?
4 hit points? Dom, or you don't have 24 hit points? 23?
No,
I only
he
have
has
17.
Everyone has 17 except for me. I have 20.
And so, yeah, even if Dom saved, he would still be more than dead. He would be way past -10.
Yeah.
He would be at -12-ish.
Ah.
Raugo and his team immediately move forward to defend Ibelia and are, like, screaming to each other to, like, get the king out of here. And so they make rolls at...
They run towards the guy?
Yeah. One of them gets a hit. 7 points of damage. Okay.
Woo.
On which one?
What do you mean?
Well, on the one that on the guy that just dropped.
No, so the combat situation on the farthest end, to the west, we
Right.
have Naomi all the way back in the barracks.
Hmm.
And then we have Goffu's burned out body is the farthest western object. And then we have Karim, who's running towards Goffu's location. We have Ibelia, who's on the floor, unconscious from the pain, but not dead, because as Eternal she can't die until someone cuts her head off, or burns her entire body, or some other awful thing like that. And Raugo Ruku and his 2 scouts engaging Kuisei. And then about 60 feet beyond that, we have the 4 guards, who are all Gangas and noble class Eternals. And then there are 90 Eternal Dreamers just wandering around between 60 and 100 feet to the east.
Wait, these guys toasted Goffu from further away than I am to them?
Yeah.
So you ran 120 feet. So, yeah. Yes.
Shit.
They can still hit you. Definitely. They have 240-foot range. They could easily... Oh,
So
Cam's just kicked out.
I can't get out of their range.
You will act before they do, so you can get out of their range. You will definitely be able to escape. That's a thing you can do.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so it would be Goffu's turn, but he's definitely dead. And it would be Abelia's turn, but she's unconscious from the horrible pain. So all of those 90 Eternals immediately turn towards Goffu's dead body and begin moving toward it. Karim, what do you want to do?
What dead body? I'm a
Yeah,
syndicated
isn't he
dog.
mostly just ash?
Yeah, but there might still be enough blood and shit to eat.
I don't think so at that point.
And Abelia's flesh would be not tasty, right? Because she's an Eternal.
Yeah, they can't eat her.
So they wouldn't want to eat her, yeah. Yeah, so I double move as far away from these incinerator guys.
I mean, the thing to note is that when Abelia gets cut, she doesn't bleed. So,
I was wondering that.
yeah.
Well, it's dark. You know. What do you see? What do you know? I've got lots of armor on. You can't tell. You just left.
Yeah,
Slice
so
and
I'm
left.
basically like trying to stop the like bleeding from under my arm where the artery's been severed.
Do we have like a follow cam that's like right over your shoulder where you're like, and
Yeah,
the
and then
camera's
like I'm
shaking.
then I like slump against a tree or a rock or something, and the camera lingers on it, and then when I leave, there's a big splash of blood on
Of
it.
course. Yep. Maybe you stop for a second to like set the bone by like being like, ah!
Oh, God.
Yeah.
All that just sounds gross. That's the bone.
I mean, I could keep playing this out, but with the other Gangas, they're pretty much just gonna smoke Raugo and his team.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's why I was I mean,
poor Gangas are definitely gonna kill the shit out of him.
yeah, that's why I was like, they're invisible. They'll just run away. You don't even have to put it. That I was like suggesting that they probably wouldn't need to go into initiative. It'd be easier for you to not roll or whatever. No, they're dumb.
So the thing is, they're literally buying you the time. If
Right.
they hadn't done this, you would have you would have run, and they would have been able to chase you for a little while and maybe take you down. They've literally bought your escape with their life.
Yep. Arcane.
It's a sad, sad day. And it's just about time to end the session. So next time,
Yes.
who knows what the fuck
Love
is going to
it.
happen? I have no idea. But I do know that there's going to be one sad crocodile out there.
One sad crocodile, like walking out to the mailbox every day and opening it, and there's nothing inside.
The sad song from Scrubs plays. Da, 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 da. So yeah, that's this session today, guys. Thank you for joining us. As a note, you probably shouldn't challenge the final boss to a one-on-one duel.
Why
Well, I
not?
thought it was actually like gonna give everyone else a chance to escape, but
In a way, it did. I'm interested to know what happens now that Abelia has been captured and is among her people.
I'm sure she's fine. She loves
I'm
it.
sure
She's like,
she-
this is what
yeah.
this is what was irritating me. All the
hungry.
breathing people.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
hungry. Oh, I feel comfortable. I don't have to make mental saves anymore.
She's like, you know,
Great.
until you hang
Okay,
out
so-
with 90 people that aren't breathing, you don't notice how much other people are breathing. It's super
Breathing.
irritating.
Through their mouth. They just eat with their mouth open. Ugh, it's gross. After a while, those are going to be my minions. So,
It's going to be a very strange session next time.
excited.
That's for sure. So yeah, let's do some closing thoughts and then an outro here.
And, right.
All right. Closing thoughts. Wow, I'm really surprised that I got out of that situation. That was probably the closest I've ever come to losing a character without actually losing it.
I don't know. You almost lost your character when you tried to take on all those guards.
Yeah, but that was more like an arrest situation.
You still almost died.
Yeah, but that guy could have killed me in like one hit.
That's true.
Yeah, true.
I'd rather fight every single guard in that city again than fight that guy. Those
The
guards
guards are
actually,
easy.
they were rolling so bad.
Yeah, guards are really terrible.
They could have killed me easily first round too, but they just missed every single one of them.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
good
they
session.
weren't very good.
always goes that way. Yeah, that was a good session. Got a lot of good stuff going. I like the town thing. That was fun. Having like all these like political issues all of a sudden in the town. Oh yeah.
Look, I've been planning it for 2 weeks, Virgil.
No, it's good stuff. Good job. Yeah, I don't know. Next week is gonna be insane. Like once again, no idea.
Yep.
If you want to see some other roleplay stuff that I'm doing, check us out on Tuesday, 5:30. Or actually, we're gonna do a little later, 6 o'clock Tuesday. That's Pacific. We're gonna do some awesome Dungeon World games. We have Dr. Wreckage. We have Gamer Siren. We have a newcomer to the show coming on, and we have my buddy Graham from the Sin Eater show joining us. So
Mhm.
it's a nice collection of people from all over the internets getting together to play some games.
I'm so
Stop by.
excited.
Yeah. Dom, got any closing thoughts for us?
I knew it. I knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah,
No, this isn't the second time Arthur made a reflection character and used the same spells against me to murder me.
Reflection character. Oh, I mean, they're like 5th level Gangas, man.
They use the same exact spells as I do.
I mean, there's only
That's what
so
there
many
is.
destruction spells.
No, it's just
It's
this is the
not.
first
It's not like
time.
D
I
and
already
D where
knew.
there's like 40 evocation spells. There's
I already
literally
knew.
like.
You could have argued with Arthur. I already knew. That's why I apologized at the beginning of the night to everybody.
I don't understand.
I knew it.
I'm trying out either.
No. This isn't the first time he's done something like this. I was like, I
This
got
is-
a feeling Arthur's gonna
Unless
be
you're
the
legitimately a Time Lord.
No. When I said at the beginning of the day stream, I was like, I'm sorry, everybody. You'll know why.
I think it worked out fine.
Oh,
No, there's
boy.
nothing wrong with it. It's just I've seen this 3 times already with Arthur.
Everybody
And
makes the decisions that they make.
yeah, Gamer Siren. How are things going for you? Where can people find you when you're streaming?
You can find me.
You have an
on-
ice cream cone.
I don't have an ice cream cone. I do have some rum. Ha!
I heard
Um,
that someone needs rum.
Yeah, I think Riga needs some
I'm a
rum.
burrito.
Although he's got Kraken, and that stuff's pretty amazing. He's just a little salty that mine's cheaper than his. You can find me on
Australian
twitch.tv/gamersiren for whenever I am streaming on my channel. I do host the channels that I am on. I do have awesome announcement. I got a staff follower the other day.
What is that?
Oh,
Somebody, yeah, one of the Twitch staff. I got a follower.
Whoa!
Yup.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice, it's good to be.
Me and Swarg both got him.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it was awesome. I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. So whenever I'm online, that also means like if they're interested, they can like jump in and see whenever we're on.
Nice.
So
What an
I told them, I was
honor.
like, you come
So
come
cool.
see my friends. Go like their stuff. Put them on the front page.
Page dreams, dude.
Hell yeah, man. So yes, that's like one of the highlights of my Twitch thing right now. So, yep. And then I will also be streaming tomorrow on Virgil's stream. I'm super excited because I have half of my group back from Die Party, and they're not dead, so that's good. And then on Friday we will also be streaming too with Riga and Cottontail and Tice.
Continuation of the epic tale.
Yes.
I'm excited for that.
Yes. So it will be awesome.
All right, and TL, where can people find you if you're doing things like talking about the Firefly bundle, now available soon on Loot Crate?
Yeah, so since day one, you guys know I'm still baby Twitch streamer and getting comfortable with hanging out with such amazing professionals in this world of sharing your games and your storytelling in this way. So I'm not really found lots of places other than Twitter. Of course, you can always follow Loot Crate on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. I'm mainly just a Twitter person when it comes to talking about gaming and project management, which is my other nerd love. So I write articles all over the place for Project Management Institute and NASA about that kind of stuff. But maybe after this entire experience, I will definitely be looking at doing something like this on the regular. This has been a fantastic experience. I love what happened tonight. I love when we make sort of choices where you're just it's irreparable. You don't know what's going to happen then after that. And again, we were talking earlier in the break about group storytelling, and I encourage everybody, whether you do this via Twitch and streaming, or you pick up something at your local game shop, or just make it up yourself. Sit down with a bunch of folks and do some group storytelling. Storytelling with other human beings in the world is an absolutely amazing thing to do.
All right. I'm, of course, Arthur Perkins. This is AP Gaming Real. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook, all at AP Gaming Real. If this is your first night here, go ahead and hit that follow or subscribe button, and definitely downvote this video for all the crazy shit that happened tonight.
That's terrible.
I didn't eat people. I get a thumb for that.
Not yet.
Upvote all of this stuff.
Is that
man.
literally the beginning of the next episode? Is like you
I'm
and
devouring.
Lise sitting around an open campfire
eating
one of
babies?
eating Raugo?
Oh god.
Yes. Oh, this
Oh
was not.
God.
And I just say, there's one guy in the village I
They
really
always
Yep.
want to cook them.
Why couldn't it have been Ubuntu they ate?
exactly. I'm totally down for that. Evie knows how to. She knows how to play it. She's still political in her soul. She's got to pull this off. She's not like
So
okay,
my
how do I
question-
append this to my personal advantage? What's the narrative here? How can I own it?
My
Own it.
question to the audience and to the YouTube commenters, because I know you're out there, is there an eternal spy? If so, who is it? And are they actually an eternal, or are they just an eternal sympathizer? Let me know your thoughts. Eventually, I'll let you know how wrong you are. So, have a good night, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Good night.